Chosen one, you did not arrive here by accident. Heaven has drawn you into this moment with purpose, precision, and perfect timing. Something in your spirit has been stirring, searching, reaching for confirmation, and today, that confirmation has found you. This is a divine appointment, a supernatural summons, a holy interruption from the throne of God. Anointed one, you are standing at the edge of a breakthrough so profound that hell has been trembling over it. The delay you felt, the resistance you fought, the loneliness you endured, it was not denial. It was divine positioning. Heaven has been aligning resources, people, and favor for a transfer that carries your name. What was withheld is about to be released. What was blocked is about to open. What was stolen is about to return, multiplied. The word declares, "The blessing of the Lord makes rich, and he adds no sorrow with it." And chosen one, that blessing is approaching your life like a rushing wind, a supernatural wealth transfer, a divine release, a season where God restores what life tried to strip away. Still your heart now. Open your spirit. Lean into expectation, because what you are about to hear is not just revelation, it's activation. Heaven is moving, and this time it's moving toward you. Chosen one, pause for a moment and let your spirit settle, because what you are feeling right now is not coincidence. There is a shift taking place around you, quiet, subtle, yet undeniably divine. This is not emotion, and it is not imagination. This is heaven moving toward you with intention. This is God placing his hand upon the timeline of your life and declaring, "The waiting is over. The unveiling begins now." Anointed one, hear this deeply. You have never been overlooked, only prepared. Every delay that frustrated you, every moment you felt hidden, every season where nothing made sense, heaven was shaping you in ways you could not yet understand. I know that feeling well. I've walked through those very seasons, times when it felt like everyone else was accelerating, everyone else was being blessed, everyone else's prayers were being answered, while mine echoed back in silence. I wondered, "Lord, have you forgotten me?" But looking back, I now see that the silence was not abandonment, it was construction. God was building strength under the surface, molding character, sharpening discernment, and protecting me from battles I wasn't yet ready to face. And, chosen one, the same is true for you. You were not delayed, you were preserved, hidden, not buried. When God hides you, it is because the reveal requires perfect timing, and now that timing is beginning to unfold. There is a divine transfer being released over your life, one that touches your finances, your identity, your relationships, your purpose, and even the way you see yourself. This isn't just about material blessing, it is about spiritual alignment. Heaven is positioning you for a kind of increase that can only come after seasons of refining. Chosen one, you survived battles that would have crushed a weaker soul. You endured heartbreaks that tried to silence your purpose. You carried burdens that no one knows about, not because you were meant to suffer, but because those fires forged the strength you carry today. You learned how to pray with depth. You learned how to stand when no one stood with you. You learned how to trust God in silence, and that kind of trust cannot be taught in comfort. It is shaped in the wilderness. I've been through that wilderness myself. The nights where hope felt thin, where confusion felt louder than faith, where it seemed like every door closed just as soon as I reached it. I didn't understand it then, but now I know. Every closed door was divine protection, not rejection. Every not yet was God aligning something better than I knew to ask for. And chosen one, heaven is whispering the same truth over your life right now. This next season requires the version of you that could only be born through fire. That's why the enemy fought you so relentlessly, because he saw what was coming. He recognized your calling long before you fully recognized it yourself. But the very battles that tried to break you have become the proof that you are chosen, anointed, and set apart for something greater. And part of that greater is the divine connection heaven has been preparing for you. Yes, there is a woman, hand-picked, refined, aligned, who carries what your soul has longed for but never found. But before she arrives, heaven is restoring you first. Your clarity, your confidence, your sense of worth, your understanding of who you are in God. Because when she enters your life, you won't question it. You won't feel confusion. You won't have to chase or convince. You will recognize her, not with your mind, but with your spirit. This recognition requires a healed version of you, a ready version of you, a spiritually awakened version of you. Chosen one. This is the beginning of your unveiling, the beginning of your restoration, the beginning of everything that heaven has been preparing behind the scenes. Your life is about to shift. Chosen one, now that your spirit has begun to awaken to what heaven is unfolding, it's time to step deeper into the revelation. Because what God is doing next in your life is not small, not ordinary, and certainly not something the enemy can interfere with. You are stepping into a season where divine alignment begins to meet divine timing, and when those two forces collide, nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop what God has ordained. Anointed one, you need to understand this with clarity. Your life has been divinely interrupted for a purpose. The shifts you've been sensing, the restlessness in your spirit, the inner tug that something is changing, it's all heaven preparing you for supernatural elevation. There are moments when God speeds up the timeline, when He accelerates what once seemed stagnant, when He brings breakthrough that feels sudden but was actually long prepared in the unseen. And now, you are in one of those moments. I want you to think back on the seasons of waiting you've endured, the times when relationships drained you instead of lifting you, the times when you poured into people who couldn't pour back, the friendships that faded, the connections that collapsed. At the time, it felt like loss, but heaven was clearing your path, clearing distractions, clearing counterfeits, clearing attachments that were never meant to carry the weight of your calling. Chosen one, you did not lose anything that was meant to stay. And everything that is meant for you, every blessing, every relationship, every divine partnership, it will arrive in such clarity that you will wonder why you ever questioned God's timing in the first place. This is where things become deeply personal, because what heaven is sending into your life is not simply restoration, it is return, multiplied and refined. And yes, this includes the woman God has been preparing in the shadows, the woman whose presence will feel like alignment, not confusion. But before we speak of her arrival, heaven wants to anchor something in your heart. You are worthy of the blessing that is coming. You are not being rewarded because you never made mistakes. You are being positioned because you never gave up. You held on to faith when it would have been easier to walk away. You kept believing even when your heart was tired. You kept showing up even when you felt unseen. That kind of endurance is not common. It is the mark of someone chosen. I understand this on a personal level. I too have been through seasons where my heart questioned its own value, where I wondered if the love, alignment, and partnership I prayed for even existed. I know what it feels like to convince yourself you're fine alone because disappointment taught you to shrink your expectations. But I also know what it feels like when God finally reveals why He said, wait. When He finally shows you the blessing that was being shaped, slowly, carefully, intentionally, while you were healing, maturing, becoming. Chosen one, that is where you are now. Heaven is not sending you a woman who will tolerate you. Heaven is sending you a woman who understands you, a woman who knows how to carry her own calling without diminishing yours. A woman who has endured her own storms, cried her own tears, fought her own battles, so she can stand beside you, not behind you, and not above you. She will not shrink from your fire because she has walked through flames herself. She will not fear your depth because she carries depth of her own. But here is what's even more powerful. Her arrival marks the beginning of supernatural acceleration in your life. Not because she completes you, but because she aligns with what God already placed within you. Two anointed souls walking together are not just a relationship, they are a movement. Chosen one, this union is not random. It is strategic, it is sacred, and it is timed perfectly by heaven. But before it manifests fully, God is strengthening your spirit, elevating your discernment, and preparing your heart to recognize what is holy the moment it arrives. You are closer than you think. Chosen one, now that your heart is awake and your spirit is aligned, we need to step into the next layer of what heaven is doing in your life. Because what is coming is not just a blessing, it is a commission, a divine assignment wrapped in human form. And to recognize it, your spirit must be attentive, your discernment sharpened, and your heart prepared for a level of alignment you may have never experienced before. Anointed one, listen carefully. Heaven is not sending you a relationship. Heaven is sending you a revelation. A revelation of how God restores, how He heals, how He rewrites generational patterns, and how He fulfills promises that once felt distant or impossible. This woman is not entering your life as a reward for suffering. She is coming as a signpost pointing to the next chapter of your destiny. I want to speak to the part of you that has questioned, doubted, and even feared love. The part of you shaped by betrayal, molded by disappointment, and trained to keep your guard up because you've experienced too many people who saw your value but didn't honor it. I understand that part well. Many of us who are anointed learn early that our spirit attracts people who are drawn to our light, but unprepared to handle it. And, because of that, love has often felt like more of a battle than a blessing. But chosen one, the woman heaven is sending carries a different spirit. Her presence will not trigger old fears, it will silence them. She will not mirror the chaos of your past. She will reflect the peace of your future. And her arrival will confirm something heaven has been whispering to you for years. You were never too much. You were simply waiting for someone equally anointed. This next part is important. Your calling has weight. Your purpose has demand. And the mantle on your life requires someone who is spiritually mature enough to stand beside you, not someone intimidated by the oil you carry. The woman God is forming for you knows what sacrifice feels like. She knows what prayer costs. She knows what it means to worship through pain and rise through adversity. She understands the loneliness of being chosen because she has walked that path herself. This mutual understanding is what makes your union prophetic. Chosen one, I want to share something personal. There was a time in my life when I asked God why certain people walked away, why relationships failed, why connections that felt promising collapsed without warning. And God revealed something to me. Not everyone who desires you is assigned to you. Some people love what you carry but cannot handle the mission attached to it. Some admire your calling but cannot withstand the warfare that surrounds it. And some want proximity to your anointing but lack the capacity to honor it. When God is preparing you for a destiny-aligned partner, He will remove anything that imitates covenant but lacks substance. He will protect you from connections that look good but are spiritually empty. He will not allow you to settle for someone who is impressed by you but not interceding for you. Chosen one. This woman, this divine partner, will not be impressed by your anointing. She will be aligned with it. She will carry her own calling, her own oil, her own authority, and because of that, she will not be threatened by the greatness inside you. She will nurture it. She will strengthen it. She will amplify it. And here is the prophetic truth heaven wants you to absorb. Your purpose multiplies in partnership. The assignment God has placed on your life is entering a phase that requires unity, not isolation. Heaven is bringing someone into your life who doesn't just admire your mission, but is called to walk in it with you. This is why your spirit has been shifting. This is why the warfare intensified. This is why old cycles have broken, old attachments have dissolved, and old desires no longer satisfy you. Heaven is making room. Chosen one, prepare yourself. What is approaching is holy. Chosen one, now that your spirit is beginning to recognize the weight of what heaven is aligning, we must step even deeper into the revelation. Because what is coming into your life is not simply companionship, it is confirmation. It is the physical manifestation of prayers you whispered through tears, the fulfillment of promises you thought time had forgotten, the divine proof that God has been orchestrating your story far more beautifully than you ever imagined. Anointed one, understand this. Heaven never sends something holy without preparing the vessel first. And that is exactly why your journey has been so intense. Every trial, every disappointment, every season of isolation, it was all shaping you for something sacred. You didn't walk through those battles to end up with ordinary. You endured them because what's coming carries heavenly weight. And this woman, this divine partner, is part of that heavenly weight. But before she enters the chapter of your life fully, God is refining your discernment. Why? Because there are counterfeits assigned to distract you, discourage you, and disrupt what heaven is about to release. These counterfeits show up charming, eager, and convincing. They mimic alignment, but lack anointing. They offer affection, but cannot handle assignment. They promise loyalty, but crumble under spiritual pressure. Chosen one, the enemy sends counterfeits when heaven is preparing to send the real thing. I've experienced this myself. There were moments when I thought I had found the connection God promised, only to realize later that it was a test, an imitation designed to expose parts of my heart that still needed healing. God allowed it not to punish me, but to sharpen me, to teach me to distinguish between emotional attachment and spiritual alignment. And chosen one, God has been doing the same with you. But now the season of confusion is ending. Heaven is bringing clarity. The woman assigned to your life will not bring chaos, she will bring confirmation. Her presence will not drain you, it will strengthen you. She will not compete with your calling, she will complement it. She will carry peace, not the fragile peace that depends on circumstances, but the supernatural peace that signals, "This is God." And here is the prophetic truth you must internalize. You are not being rescued, you are being reinforced. God is not sending someone to fill your emptiness. He is sending someone who matches your strength. Someone who recognizes your fire because she carries her own. Someone who has prayed for a partner with depth, courage, conviction, and spiritual maturity. And heaven has chosen you as the answer to her prayer. Chosen one, take this in. You are someone's blessing too. For so long, you've carried the weight of being the strong one, the reliable one, the healer, the giver, the one who holds everything together. You've grown used to being the anchor for others, pouring out strength even when you had little left for yourself. You've forgotten what it feels like to be poured into, supported, uplifted, and spiritually covered. But heaven has not forgotten. God knows the tired parts of your soul. He knows the silent places you never speak about. He knows the longing you buried because you were tired of disappointment. And that is precisely why He is sending someone who sees you. Not just the anointing, not just the strength, not just the calling, but you. Someone who honors the man behind the mantle. Someone who hears your silence and understands it. Someone who recognizes your vulnerability as sacred, not weakness. This relationship will not be built on superficial attraction, it will be built on spiritual resonance. When she enters your life, it will feel like remembering something you didn't know you forgot. She will feel familiar, not because you've met before, but because your spirits were aligned long before your paths crossed. Anointed one, heaven is preparing a partnership that will shift your destiny. This is not romance. This is revelation. This is legacy. This is the merging of two anointed paths into one divine assignment. Chosen one, brace yourself. What heaven is sending next carries glory. Chosen one. As we come into this final revelation, let your spirit lean in with full attention, because heaven is not merely giving you a blessing, heaven is positioning you to become the blessing, the vessel, the carrier of a destiny that has been forming long before you understood it. Everything you have endured, every silent night, every unanswered question, every season where it felt like you were walking alone, none of it was wasted. Not a single tear fell without purpose. Not a single delay occurred without divine intention. You are stepping into a moment where the story finally begins to make sense, where the loose threads of your past start weaving into a tapestry you can actually recognize as purposeful, powerful, and prophetic. Anointed one, you are not entering just any season. You are crossing the threshold into your appointed season, the one heaven has been preparing behind the scenes while you were fighting battles no one saw. This is the season of divine readiness, divine alignment, and divine establishment. You are no longer living as someone waiting for a promise. You are becoming someone walking into the promise. And this shift within you is exactly why heaven can now release what has been held back for so long. There were times you prayed for something you were not yet healed enough, strengthened enough, or aligned enough to hold. Not because you were unworthy, but because the magnitude of what God had prepared required a refined version of you, a version built through endurance, shaped through surrender, and anchored through faith that refused to die. I know what that feels like. I've lived the tension of knowing something greater was ahead yet being unsure if I was ready for it. I've walked the tightrope between hope and disappointment, between expectation and fear, between divine promise and painful waiting. And now, chosen one, you stand exactly where I once stood, on the edge of a promise, finally ready to manifest. This is the moment where heaven brings clarity to the confusion that once clouded your heart. This is where you begin to understand why certain people walked away, why certain doors closed, why certain seasons ended abruptly. It was never rejection, it was redirection. It was never abandonment, it was protection. Heaven has been guarding the space where something sacred would one day stand, and now that sacred arrival is drawing near. The woman God is sending is not coming to repair what is broken in you. She is coming because God has already done the internal work necessary for this union to thrive. She is arriving as confirmation of your growth, not a crutch for your wounds. She carries the maturity, the grace, the emotional depth, and the spiritual sensitivity required to stand beside someone with the weight of destiny on their shoulders. Her presence will feel like peace, not pressure. Her love will feel like alignment, not contradiction. Her spirit will feel like recognition, not uncertainty. You will not have to explain the battles you fought to become who you are. She will see it in you. You will not have to convince her of your calling. She will honor it. You will not have to shrink, dim, or dilute who you are. She will match your intensity because she carries her own. But here is the final truth heaven needs you to grasp. Your story is becoming evidence. Evidence that God restores what was lost. Evidence that waiting is not wasted. Evidence that divine timing is always worth the endurance. Evidence that heaven writes endings far better than anything you imagined during your moments of pain. And this woman, this divine partner, will be part of that evidence. With her, you will rise into a new dimension of purpose. With her, you will build what lasts. With her, you will break generational cycles and establish generational blessing. Chosen one. This is not the end. This is the beginning of the chapter heaven protected the most. Step forward. The fullness is here.